If you look at the servlet, you look at this do get and do post methods. I think we will be writing code mostly in these methods, right? So here I am getting request HTTP servlet request and HTTP servlet response objects. Okay, that means that in the method I have access to request and response, and also see here get servlet context is giving me context. Okay, so there are some certain variables or certain objects available for us, okay, in the servlet case. Similarly, but in this case you have a do post method, and in the method you have it, right? In the JSP case you don't have anything like a method, right? In the outside it looks, everything looks like in a HTML file, but still one thing with JSP is that you have access to most of the objects, or like all the objects that you really require by default. So there you have HTTP servlet request, but here just request. Just you type request and you get the request object. This is equivalent of HTTP servlet request. Okay. So one you have request, and then I have response. Okay. Response object is pretty much available there. Okay. And response, then out. Out is actually the writer object. See, in the servlet you need to explicitly get, response dot get writer. In case of JSP, you have pretty much available the writer is there pretty much. You can say out dot print. Look at this. Out dot print I am doing because that out writer object is available by default. See session. We also looked at session in one particular scenario, but that's actually in case of servlet you have I can get session only from request.get session. I need to do this, but in case of JSP directly I have access to session. Next is application. There's a variable called application. This is equivalent of the servlet context. In case of a servlet, what you have is request dispatcher. Where is my dispatcher? Okay. Yeah, I am getting the servlet context, right? So equivalent of servlet context. Servlet context is per application. It is a reference to the application, right? So that is available as application. So whatever you can do with the context, you can do with application. Then you have something called page. This is specific to the particular page, meaning the request could be addressed by multiple pages as well. Meaning, I might be including this JSP page in some other JSP. We know that, right? We looked at the JSP include part. In fact, I must be having the JSP include in this. Yeah, see here. Okay. So it might happen that I may want to declare a variable, but I want to limit the scope of this variable only to the page. So then that's why you get a variable called page. Okay. And there is one more thing, page context. Page context I think is something similar to servlet config. I have not used it much before, but let me see what are the methods that you have. Oh, okay. let me see what the page context is about. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, are there any other objects? So these are the default objects that you have in the JSP. There may be one more element, but primarily what we work with is that request response session, and that's actually like out and session. They are pretty much sufficient for us. I think the page context works like a servlet context. You can take this in a small assignment and try it out. And suppose if I set something to the page context, say something like the set attribute, and I set something, and next time whenever I read that same value from the same page, say somewhere else in the in the page, I think it works like get it's like if you put into the session, you can access from any JSP or servlet. Okay, if you put some data in the session, you can access it from anywhere. Similarly, I think in the page context, if you put it in some place, say suppose if 100 or something, okay, if some in some particular scenario, if id equal to, if I set this something like this, and it might happen that I may need to read this in some other scenario, and the value should be there. Okay, and also you can use this as a request dispatcher as well, because I see that there is a forward page context dot, there is a forward, there is a include. Okay, all right, so you can use this object like this. Okay, and one more thing that I really wanted to explain you was in the dispatcher, this is not to the with the JSP, but with the I explained you the forward. I explained you the forward logic and response redirect. But then you have something called include as well. Include on the dispatcher. What it will do is that in case of a forward, what happens is the control completely goes to the other servlet or JSP. I don't have any control. Okay. Now in case of include, what happens is I I have pretty much I have the control next, in the sense the in this case the output of the JSP file home.jsp is rendered to the browser, but then control will come back to me. So if I want to write and if I want to execute something else now, I can pretty much do that. So this is equivalent of actually like the include. In this case you do have the, see here we included his header right in the JSP output, header.jsp. So in the similar pattern, you can pretty much do the something similar to that in the servlet as well. Okay, so that's actually a little bit about what I mean, little bit about the JSP missing variables. Like we did not discuss that yesterday because lack of time, but that's it mostly. And other thing that you need to learn about JSP is that there is another thing called JSP in XML format. You don't need to really worry about it now. There is, you can write you can write this particular XML. You can write, the same HTML, you can write in a XML format. But then now being, XML being new to you, I can't, discussing that, and, instead of spending effort on that, maybe we'll complete this Office web application, you know, and I'll continue further. But I wanted you to know that there is something possible. No, yeah, this guy is talking about something different. No, not this is not the one. You can actually, what you have is, okay. I'll explain that, instead of me searching for it now, I'll explain that tomorrow. Fine. Okay. Next, let me go to styles now. I did, though my styles are not good, but I did use the styles, and I try to use CSS. Okay. So how we do, what is the CSS? Cascading style sheets. Now I see that Jimmy has tried, and for others, you are yet to try, or have you ever tried, do you know about cascading style sheets? Nilima?
Yeah, I didn't write from scratch, but I did some tweaking with the CSS files once.
Okay, okay. So you have some understanding, right?
Yes.
Excellent. So basically, like the styles are basically how we can, any formatting that you want to do with your text, it is always advisable to use the styles. Okay, basically, otherwise also you can pretty much, oh, Charles has left. You have style element here. You can pretty much write your element font. You can keep typing, the whatever you want to do in the CSS class, you can pretty much do like this. But because I may want to apply the same style across the application in many places, wherever there is a paragraph, I want to actually apply this particular style. In that case, what happens is, putting it, for every paragraph, the style element is not good. So what you do is you put them in a CSS. Either the CSS can be, placed, here. What is it? Style. Yeah. You can pretty much write here, and that we call as inline CSS. Okay. Or you can put into an external file. You can put that styles into an external file. Okay. And how it really works is, let me explain this particular logic. Okay. Uh, we what the CSS part, how it works is, first the selection logic, in the sense, when I say div dot first, or p dot, and I think, what is it, p dot id, yeah, I think it becomes an id. Let me try that out. Okay, p dot my para. So I'm creating one new style, and let me, I'm not so good with the creativity, so what I'll do is I'll just copy whatever is there. I mean, okay, red border, sorry, what I have to do is put a comma here, semicolon here. Border width, already it is there. Mm, okay, so now let me give it a try. So this is an important logic, okay? So what I'll do is PID equal to the same ID that I gave here. I think it should work like this. Welcome to Java training. So let me run this file. So still what I have is to going forward, uh, how we build a complete application. We need to build the complete application, whatever 2-3 pages we are going to build, and with some relatively better styles. And also we will discuss more about model view controller. Okay, my focus is on the model view controller. That's mostly like, it is discussed, explained in some books, but such as it's very easy to not to understand. Come on. No, it's taking time. Okay, my cookies logic needs uh, the page to be coming from. So I think I should fix that as well. It says request.get cookies. Line 40. Fine. This I need to be fixing this. If welcome to Java training. So this did not work for me. Yeah. Okay, I did a small mistake. So the selection logic. So please try to pay attention to me. Okay, the selection logic for the CSS, how it works is that there are multiple ways it is there. Okay, one is directly. I mean, you need to understand the left side part. Okay, because this is the tricky part. This one, and there are three different things that I used here. So this is called selector. Okay, in the CSS, this is called selector. And actually, like, there is some nice book that I can recommend. I mean, which I was referring some time before. It's about CSS. It's called, yeah, this one, Pro CSS and HTML Design Patterns. This is a nice book. You can. This is really nice book. Where did I have? There are lot of information is available there about how we can use the styles. There's a lot of stuff. It's more like, if you read this book and completely understand it, you can become, and the CSS expert. And if you read along with, that if you understand the JavaScript part as well, you become really like, the user experience expert, provided that is on the technical front. But building a user interface always needs creativity in terms of, how you want this form to be there, which color to be there. Not, it is not about putting a color there, but it is about which color to be placed there. So that creativity needs to be there, and then only you can become a UI expert really. So coming back to the CSS, first is called selector, and let me start here. Okay, so when I say hash login table. See here, hash and asset login table. So in this case, where did I use that? Maybe in the login.html. Okay, in the login.html, did I use the table? Yes, I did use it. But did I use? Okay, I think I'll better replace that same. I'll not write any inline statements. So what I will do is link. I'll I'm really not good with the memory, so I'll do once and then always try to reuse it. Okay, so I'm placing this file here as well and trying to run this HTML. See here, you see that there is some border to this table, and this border actually came to us because of this, border style solid. Okay, and let me see if this helps in this particular other page. Yeah, it works. So the change, please try to follow me, and if I'm confusing you, please stop me, and we will discuss this again. So the point that I'm trying to make is that the style that you write, here if I put hash, see here if I put hash and then give some word, that actually means ID of an element. Hash represents ID. In HTML, any type of element can have an ID. Okay. When I say hash, and next thing should be an ID. If there is an element, that has an ID in your HTML file, ID that is there in the CSS, then these properties will be applied to it directly. So here, if I look at it, there is a table having login hyphen table. So in my CSS, I have defined a style for this particular ID. So if I have a style, if for this particular, HTML, without doing anything, this particular style gets applied. Okay. So that's about hash ID. Is this clear, Nilima?
Yes.
Okay, so that's about ID. Now, how about now? In this case, I specified a particular hard-coded ID. Okay, and now let me look at, maybe I think I'll just copy this to the top. Come on. Okay, that's to be in the order. Now in this case, here any element, okay, any element having that particular, name, meaning I would say that is a P test style. Even, if it is for a paragraph, I did not apply. One sec. No, not the class, sorry, ID. See here, when I give the same ID for another element, by default, that particular thing came out. And why the styles look different, I really am not sure. Okay, but then the same thing, as long as your HTML element has the same ID as this, the same style is supposed to be attached. Border, let me make it color. So which one you guys prefer? I don't know. I know what is this. Yeah, now this looks better. So this is an interesting part actually. Like you make change in one particular place and reflects everywhere, right? That's when the interesting, exciting thing about web building comes. And if I use the same style in all that application and just a single change here, it reflects every page. It really looks cool, right? So that's about first that's about login table. I mean the ID based one, okay, and. Let me say, yeah, maybe I need to say the box, no, box, and try to box. And now I'm putting it to table and paragraph, so that's the reason I just moved it so that I don't need to do any cleanup later. Excellent. Now, again, now suppose if I want to change the properties of H1, okay, H1, and what I want to do is I want to put all the headers of same style. Now let me see if this is going to help me out. See here. So the selectors parts, one is the type of element. I can directly put type of element. Okay. So I can say H1, and if there is anywhere in the application, if you use header 1 and this particular style gets updated there, right? This is one part. Now the next one is, say suppose I don't want to update everywhere. Okay, if I have H1s in some number of places, and I know I want to have a style, I want to have a very specific style. Say let me copy paste this, and I want to say that maybe that I want to use only in case of headers, page header. Okay, and meaning that if there is an element, let me font size, okay, instead of large, let me see if I can put something else, XX large, and I don't know these colors. Okay, so if there is any header, say in any page with the ID header, okay, now let me make this change. See here, so this particular thing, it's very interesting, guys, because even I was not aware of it till few days ago, maybe a month or 2 months ago. Before that, I was not really a UI guy. I was more into the middle tier, writing a lot of Java code, connecting the database, doing a lot of logic and all that. But then, yeah, I happen to learn jQuery and the CSS part. So this is how it works. First thing is, if you put a HTML element type, okay, if you put just paragraph, if you just put P, I can pretty much try this out for paragraph. Now to make this as a different thing, and if I have some paragraph, generic, let me write something here. Now, I'll not give any ID here because I want to apply some common style. Test for paragraph styles. See, this, whatever we are discussing, this need not be part of your regular Java training, but my particular interest is that, we need to learn in a complete context. Given a particular scenario, if we can do something, then that is really good. So that is the reason I'm trying to work with this. So I hope you will not have any concerns about that. So now this is about the paragraph style or any particular type of element. Okay, any type of HTML element you take, you can define style here. Now, and a particular type of element, and initially first thing that we looked at was ID based. If there is an HTML element with the ID as box, and all that elements will get this style. Okay. Now, otherwise a generic one. Don't care about the ID, but the only type of the element. Type of the element. So this is about that. And now, if there is a type, within the H1, I want to apply only the H1s having the header ID as header. I want to apply some styles. In this case, this works. Hope this is also clear. Now the same thing, another example. And now suppose I don't really care where I'm going to apply this element, apply this particular style. I want, say it could be table, it could be something else. I want just, any element that has style class as my style. Explicitly you can specify, I can write class equal to, I can give CSS class. Okay. See here, this paragraph uses my style CSS. Did this really work? No. Did I do anything wrong? Class equal to, this is fine. So this is a generic one. Oh, okay, got it. There is a precedence. Okay, there is some precedence logic that works. Meaning, when I specify P paragraph, and this one, I think that earlier one takes, this one takes priority. Just for now, let me try this out. I'm just commenting that. Yeah, this paragraph uses, so now the style is now I can pretty much do some changes to my style. Oops. My style, is there any mistake with the style? I did use this somewhere. And then why? This paragraph uses my style CSS class. There is something missing. Okay, instead of wasting time, I'll skip that particular thing. It should be working ideally. Let me revert this. Okay. So star dot my style, star dot my header. Did I use this somewhere? Let me search it. What did I use? Maybe at least my header. I might have used it somewhere. Today my computer is a bit slow. Okay, I use that in the header. Hello, this is the header. ID, okay, and that actually works, right? See here, hello, this is the header, right? This works. Hello, this is the header, is working here. And what I really have there is home.jsp. No, that sorry, that's in the pretty much in the header. Header. And I'm saying, oh, okay. Oh, okay. Hello, this is the header. Now, now I'll remove this. Let me try this out. Yes, so it works actually. And why it did not work in other case? Let me copy this, put this in. Okay, in this case, it's the H1, my header. Uh, Let me make this as green to make sure that I'm differentiating. Yeah, this is only for header. No, 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 no. This paragraph uses my style, and this is a bit confusing for me. Okay, that's different, and this is different. I was, I was doing stupid mistake. Yeah, that's wrong. You guys are following me or not? Because you're not telling me anything. I'm doing mistakes. Jimmy, are you there? Jimmy? Nilima? Prafulla?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm actually okay. So this you can pretty much do like this. And what was the mistake with this guy? I really don't know. So for now, let me. I think let it be there. But yeah. So I how it really works is this is a generic way of writing a style. Okay. When I put a star dot my header. Okay. This is a generic way of doing a style. Or even I can write. I can. I think I can. My custom style. Let me do this. And okay. This is say olive border style. So let me say something. There are different styles available. So the style is this, and so and now div class equal to okay, and So it works. I don't need to give the star as well. So I can say that, any CSS class, if I say that this is CSS class, if I say that if it is just a plain CSS class, I can pretty much say that, use dot. Okay. Use dot and say your style name, style class name. This is they call this as CSS classes. Okay. So this particular name and then all the attribute that you want to give it to. I just did a formatting. I think, okay, in case of my style, there is some mistake. And what is the mistake? I did not understand. Did you guys get that mistake that I'm actually doing here?
I think you have to close the bracket
Oh, I
before
need
my
to close
My
this
bad.
bucket. This was the bug. I wasted few minutes. My para, I did not close it properly. Good, good. Thanks for that. And that's the reason it was not working for me. So this is actually about the styles. Okay, this is about the styles. Uh, I think Jimmy, can you do small assignment for me? Jimmy?
Sure.
Okay. What you do
Yes.
is that, these styles, whatever I have in the CSS site.css, you create a plain HTML file. Okay. Plain HTML file. And just, the way I'm doing, I'm saying that this is the header, no, in the login. Okay. So I'm saying, right, and this is my div uses custom style, something like this, right? So just push this all these elements, HTML elements into a separate HTML. Sorry, this whatever styles part is there. Maybe I'll try to do a little bit. One moment, wait a moment. So just make this as a separate HTML file, and I don't want the login page to contain sites related example, styles related example. So make a simple HTML file and try to explain everything whatever I explained. Just explain, write one line. I'm saying test for paragraph style for the given paragraph ID, something like this. Okay, try to make a separate file and you just modify in this Office web itself. Okay, create a file called styles demo, or maybe let me do
Okay.
that, the styles demo, and just modify, try to, because you have been doing some better colors and all that, so, or you've been exploring it, so you might be excited with that. Demo.html. Okay, css demo.html, and we can pretty much but this is really interesting, the styles part. And you with less effort you make your website look very interesting. Demo. Okay, so now your assignment is that you write simple statements, or I would say that I'll do a little bit now. I'll just push whatever I have here into that file, and what you do is you improve on top of it. I try to make it try to make it look interesting. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Got it right. Fine then. And please, Nilima and Prafulla and the other guy is not there. So I request you to kindly please pay attention. Go back and do this. Okay. Go back and practice this, and that way you will be helping me. And it's a really exciting thing. Okay. Next, whatever Jimmy has tried, that we are going to do in the class, and I also introduce JavaScript validation. Okay, and also I will introduce slowly the jQuery. There is a JavaScript library. I'll try to introduce that. If you find it difficult, you can skip that, but I'll try to introduce that. So that the goal is that and also I'll try to discuss some of the best practices in building web applications in terms of Java code, the layered approach, and model view controller pattern. So we will do that going forward. Okay, see you again tomorrow. Bye for now.
Thanks, sir.